Hello everyone, welcome back to the Big Bad Bench. My name is John, aka Big Bad Biologist, and today we're going to be working on an IBM PS2 Model 50, and we're also going to need some gloves. So it should be a fun-packed episode. The first thing we're going to do is take a look at what's behind me here on the big TV. So this is, let's look at the Big Bad Bench real quick. This is the Asus ISA-486S board that I've been working on recently, and it is cranking along. If we see here, we have the internal 8K cache in the 486 processor. We have 128K cache there. Our score is 24.25. It's above a 486 DX250. So this thing is working. If we get out of here and we go to Norton sysinfo, doop-a-doop, and we go to benchmarks, we go to CPU speed. We're at 120.4. It should probably be a little bit higher than that. You can see relative to a DX33, we're not quite double the performance, but this is good. Before, we were all the way down here at like 7 or 11 or something like that. It was in really bad shape. But I finally fixed that stupid board. And so the issue, shut this all down, was basically that, we were having issues with the cache where the system was not recognizing the cache properly. I found some sketchy traces on the bottom of the board, but what really wound up being the problem is that some of my cache chips were bad. I pulled the cache chips out of another system, and I thought they were totally fine, but in reality it turns out that some of them were bad. I plugged them into the Retro Chip Tester Pro. You can test SRAMs with that, the cache SRAMs, and it found 4 bad cache chips. Replaced the cache chips and we were good to go. So this system, this 486, is now ready to go. So if anyone wants a 486 system, hit me up. So 486 ISA, nothing super fancy, but it's a solid little system if you need a 486 computer. All right, so let's set this aside. I had made a new BIOS off of the BIOSes that were, well, there was only one BIOS available on the retro web, and that also works, but the original BIOS was totally fine. And so there we go, 486 back up and running, ready to give to somebody else who wants to play with some stuff. What else do we have today? You can see that we have a lot of stuff here on the Big Bed Bench. So the Model 50, we'll come back to that in a little bit. Here is, that's a keyboard. We don't need that keyboard right now. Ugh. Okay. All right, here is the Commodore 64C that I restored. And we talked about that last week. We did a bunch of work. Turns out this keyboard is really bad, so I'm gonna have to do some work and fix that, but whatever. I got a badge in this week. Oh, I didn't say hi to folks in the chat. We got Dave's Vintage Apple Tech, Alan Gracia, K-Mac Vintage, Lazy Blue Goat, Jack68K, Chris Angelis, Mac84, Gutbomb, Ian Scott, Epictronics. What's going on, everyone? How's it going? What did I miss here? Eep, we missed you at VCF Midwest. Yes, keep rubbing it in, people. I really missed being at VCF Midwest. No, I'm happy that people are starting to put out videos. Looked like it was an awesome time. I'm super sad I missed it, especially it sounded like there was an old Mac dealer that had tons of stuff. And so that would have been fun to see. So, what else? Ian Scott is driving, listening to the stream. Yeah, that I don't know how you have enough bandwidth for that, man. My phone just eats through bandwidth. Vic the Vicar, how's it going? Haven't seen you live in a while. Same with you, Alan Gracia. It's good to see you back, my friend. Gutbomb says that Trina's looking for one of those. Trina wants a 486? Ugh. Why would you want a 486, Trina? Alright, so I got a replacement badge. I knew it wasn't going to be a stock badge. This came off of someone from... what's that stupid website where you buy lots of random crap? But it's all like individual dealers kind of thing, not eBay. I-80386SX, welcome. We're going to be working on a 386SX today. Not Tindy, the other one that existed a long time ago. Oh, geez. But as I'm trying to work my brain, look at this. No. Etsy, there we go. Thank you, Lazy Blue Goat. Yes, Etsy. So this is the badge that I got. Where is the original? I think the original stuck to the big bed bench over here. There we go. There's Justin D. Morgan. How's it going, Justin D. Morgan? Obviously, the original was trashed, and we weren't going to be able to save it. And I knew what I was getting was not, an original. But like, if you look at this, the writing is not even all the way across the bottom. I'm probably not holding it up well, but like the P is closer to the bottom than the R. And it's just like, the printing is not ideal. I like the little, I like the rainbow. The rainbow is cute. So, I don't know. I found there's a guy called Badge Man that makes them. He had one that was more closer to the original, but it didn't look like the right color. I don't know. So I'm going to stick this on here for now, just because it's going to look better than nothing. So there we go. What do y'all think? I guess you can't really tell once it's on the machine and you're kind of just staring at everything. So, all right, what else did we get? Finish off that. Gutbomb sent me a care package because he didn't like my Kung Fu Flash just kind of dangling out there by itself. So we got a little Kung Fu Flash. Alright, it's not a Kung Fu Flash. Gutbomb modified it. Jank Fu Flash. Awesome. Thank you, Gutbomb. That is incredible. I love it. Oh, that's good. Very, very appropriate for us. Look at that. Look at fancy printing. Oh, look at the little buttons go a certain way. I need my tweezers already. So yeah, the next thing we're going to be working on is a 386SX. So this system, I don't know, I sold a computer to a dude, and it's a modern computer that I'd built, and he mentioned that, or I mentioned that I like older stuff nowadays, and so he showed back up a couple days later and dropped this computer off for me and said he had found it in his barn. And I was like, oh, thank you. So yeah, he just, oh, look at that. That's nice. So when I opened it, it was bad. Let's see, we need a little screw to hold that together. Let's find a little screw. Sorry folks, I should have had a screw ready. Oh, this is a nice little screw. That's a happy little screw. Look at that. Love it. Thank you so much, Gut Bomb. This is epic. I love this so much. It matches the original bread bin color. There you go. Jank Fu Flash. Oh, I love my friends. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Okay. It's time for the gloves. Time for the gloves. So yeah, he dropped this off, and this was, I don't know, a year or two ago. And when I opened it up, it was full of barn, and I just closed it back up. But it had a 386SX processor in here, and yeah, we want to use this sad little board to potentially upgrade the SX processor that's in this. So yeah, let's open this back up. Gut Bomb says yes, gloves. I approve. All right, let's see if I remember how bad this was. So, oh yeah, I forgot to actually show you the front of this thing. So this is like a classic 286, early 386 style case. Like these horizontal lines, you know, it's kind of made to look like an IBM XT a little bit, or IBM AT a little bit. So many of these things were made and computers sold using them. K-Mac likes those cases. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Wait a minute. That doesn't look bad. I'm thinking of the wrong computer. Well, there goes the theme of this stream. This actually looks good. What the heck? Yeah, this looks nice in here. There's some screws flopping around. There's a spider in here. Wait a second. All right. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong computer. There's a spider. But really, I didn't even need gloves for the spider. Oh. Wait a minute. Let me think. Let's set this one aside. Let me grab... Maybe it was the 286 that he gave me. One moment, please. Oh. Regardless, we're going to work on that 386. But let's do this one. No? That one's... Oh, this is a different one. This was not the one he gave me. This one has massive... I remember buying this computer. This one has massive battery bombage. Alright, so that's that computer. This is the battery bomb computer. I should probably work on this at some point soon. This has been sitting for a year though, so in reality. What the heck? Not this one. This case is pretty gross. this one is much more like the IBM style. They even have like a fake IBM kind of badge there. This one's really close to the 5170 style. All right, I got one more in the stack here. Let's see if this is the one I'm thinking about. Okay. Okay. This one has a very similar case to the 386 below it. Oh, yeah. This is the one. This is the one. Oh, good God. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So, this is really lovely, lovely mouse house. So, well, I promised you a barn find computer. Turns out this was the barn find. It wasn't the 386. Where the heck did I get the 386? It was this 286 that he left me. Yeah, look at that. Oof. At least I don't see any corpses. You know, in all those car revival videos, there's always animal corpses in this mess. Oof. Vic says, at least the computer is well insulated for the coming winter. Yes, yes it is. This is kind of an interesting system. We have a 286-12. We don't have, oh, here's all the disgusting cables. We'll leave them in there for now. We have what looks like an ST251 drive. Wow, man. Let's pull this out. Justin says, I wasn't ready for lunch. I'm gonna wait a little longer. Let's pop that out. Oh yeah, we can't even see the logo. This was like where they were running through or something. There's like all little paw prints. Bottom looks pretty. What kind of drive is that? I can't even see it, it's so dirty. Where is my Windex? Hey, all things DG. Hey, Eric's Edge. KMLG, hello. Sorry that you're eating. Oh, yep, that's what I thought. ST251. Look at that. That is disgusting. All right, while we're in here and I have gloves on, we're going to take that motherboard out. Well, at least we can almost touch this now if I didn't have gloves on. So where did I get that 386 system? This is the system I was thinking about. I guess when you have a bunch of as much crap around the big bed bench, you're gonna wind up with things that you forgot where they came from. Let's put you in there. What is this thing? What the hell is that? What is that? I don't know. It's in the trash now. Steve can't commiserate. Oh, we got a real-time clock, a Dallas in there, so that'll need to be modified. Let's take out the screw. How many of these there are? This is a really interesting board. So it uses 30-pin SIMs, which is kind of rare for 286 systems. It's got a Dallas real-time clock. It has integrated, yeah, the hard drive controller is integrated to the motherboard, which is super weird for a 286 system. Let's see if there's anything hiding under the board. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The hard drive is an ST251. So we definitely have a lot of mouse leavings around there. This is pretty awful, but most of it's localized there. But yeah, look at all the stuff that's integrated into this motherboard. That's awesome. Yeah, this is definitely going to go in the ultrasonic bath. So I think this is our integrated VGA controller. Let's look at the back of this thing. Ew, what the heck, man? What is this? What the heck is this? This thing's gonna need to be hosed off. This might live outside for a while. Although I guess it's been sitting in my shop for a couple of years. Oh. That is actually a dead baby mouse. That's awful. Gross. Okay, goodbye. Wow. All right. Oh. So let's look at the back. Yeah, look. Oh, it's integrated EGA. So we got integrated EGA, integrated PS2 mouse, which is kind of wild. PS2 mouse on a 286 system like that? That's neat. All right, well, join back in another time. We'll see if we can get that 286 system working. Sorry, I'm gonna set that aside real quick. Make it so I can actually walk through here. Nothing was still living, so that's something. We'll take that. Benjamin Dressler says, the stream is a gem already. Oh, yeah. All right, we're gonna get rid of this bag of trash. Bye. All right, so I wasn't planning on this thing actually working or being in good enough condition to power on. I just want to look and see if there's battery damage. We have a hard drive in here. a neat looking hard drive. I forget. I think this is a Connor. Oh, here we go. Oh, the label fell off. Now we won't have the original documentation. So this is a Connor CP3104. Okay. Oh, okay. This one's not going to go either. I see corrosion over here. So we're not going to be able to power this one up today. That sucks. Let's take a look. Let's get all this stuff out. Jack68K says, "Can we all resume eating?" Yeah, I think we've hit the worst of it. I think we're done with the gross stuff today. The PS2 Model 50 was pretty bad, but I've cleaned that all up, so you don't have to deal with that. This is probably like a, what, 2400 baud modem. I can't tell just by looking at it. Little serial and parallel card. IDE controller. Yeah, I wonder what the tape is for here. What were they doing? Vic asked how I'm gonna top this for Halloween. These seem very haunted. Yeah. Let's see, how many screws are holding this in? 2. All these off. I'll remember exactly where they all go. So this is a really early 386 board. We can tell that because we don't have SIM sockets. We have this, which is a proprietary RAM expansion board, which I don't have. We have this type of RAM, so we can probably put, what are they? They're 256s, so wow, is that really only 256K RAM on that thing? Why is the middle slot? I don't know. Sometimes they just didn't put the extra, so that you can use an ISA slot as 8-bit or 16-bit. Sometimes they just didn't put them on. Some weird ISA boards, early 8-bit boards, might have had like a thing dangling down there that might prevent it from going in. But yeah, normally by this point, if there's space like this, they would have actually added the 16-bit slot there. But we can see the overall structure of this thing is really similar to a 286 board. I don't think there was a limit to the number of 16-bit slots you could have. I think you could have them all 16-bit. Maybe not with a 386SX, so I don't know. So here's our 386SX processor. And my goal is to do a transplant. where we'll take this board, transfer the processor on here. See if we can do it. And then I have somewhere around here, I have these things, the RAM PAT, which you can theoretically put up to 16 megs on this thing. So yeah, this should be a fun little weird project to do. But if we take a look here, there is a little bit of corrosion right there. So I do want to stick this thing in the ultrasonic bath before we do anything with it. So that's the goal. I'll put this in the ultrasonic bath before that 286 board. All right, let's try to do a little work on the IBM PS2 Model 50. Should we see if this power supply is any good? Let's pop open the power supply. See if there's any reefas waiting for us. There's a sticker on the back here that says Micro Express. Trying to remember where I know that name from. I don't know if you could order them mail on. Ooh, oh, well, this one was wet wherever it was. A little bit of rust there. I have to clean that up. Set this aside. Oh my God, we're filling up the big bed workspace with projects, with more freaking projects. Yeah, look at that. Got in some moisture from the back. Let's take a look in here. It was across the street from Introde. What was the name of was it like Computer Shopper? That was like the giant magazines. I'm sure Express might have been one of the companies you could order stuff through the phone. Man, lots of screws. Never open up a power supply unless you know what you're doing. As we've shown multiple times, I have no idea what I'm doing. Don't be like me. Oh. All right, so I see what they did here. Look what they did here. So this originally should have had a 80mm fan, and it was jank. It's appropriate that I got this computer. Look at that jank repair. They put in a 60mm fan with some washers, 2 different types of screws. So yeah, they needed a new fan. And of course, wow, this is what I like to call a gutless wonder. There is like nothing inside this thing. Nothing looks leaky, but it's not much to leak. There's no refas. Yeah, the tape was to correct the airflow. They were really worried about the airflow in this guy, so they added tape to improve the airflow. I'm sure it made a huge difference. All right, well, that's gonna need to get cleaned up. That's funny. Nice bodge there, dude. Well, I'm not really one to judge. So nice bodge, for real guy. That's impressive. Okay, now let's get to the IBM PS2 Model 50. My hands aren't too dirty. This thing was pretty disgusting when I got it. Hold on, let's wipe off the big bed bench a little bit. Get rid of these springs that we don't need anymore. Where's my trash bag? There's the trash bag. So we don't befoul our new computer. So let me show you the top of the case of this thing to give you a hint as to what our starting point was. So this is a computer that I bought from a scrapper. I've talked about this guy before. I've bought some stuff from him in the past. He typically wants a lot of money for garbage, but every once in a while I get a good deal from him. And so I was going down to pick up another computer that actually was a really good deal. And while I was on the way, he's like, oh, I also have this IBM if you want it. And so I wouldn't have gone out of my way to go get this. But since I was already there, I picked this up. The other computer that I really wanted and has been on my bucket list, I haven't told really publicly yet. I'm super excited about that one. We'll talk about that in a future episode. So basically, this thing was sitting. This guy, since he's a scrapper, e-waste or whatever, he just throws the computers in the back of his truck, and they just like bang around there. They get rained on. They get scratched to hell. And so that's one of the reasons I don't like giving him money, is because his computers are trashed normally. So yeah, all right, what do we need here? We need some screws. We need this back plate thingy. Oh yeah, this is the cover from the floppy drive, just to show you how much rust was actually inside the computer. This is what we were dealing with. This thing had a bunch of rust on it. I cleaned that up. This cleaned up real nice. But there was a big blob of rust down, or corrosion down here. This is where the speaker and the battery go on. This board got a ultrasonic bath in vinegar, or dilute vinegar, and so that cleaned up. The board seems fine. Some of the sockets were a little corroded. I tried to clean them up as much as possible. Everything's been sort of deoxidated a little bit. This case, there was you know, all the rust from the edges of the top of the case, it was all caked along here. I used some rust remover, even though this is plastic. I put the rust remover on there. You can still see there's a couple little spots where I didn't get it totally off, but this looks way better than it did. You can see where the rust had sort of eaten away. This is kind of like what they do with the Macs, where they kind of paint it with a ESD or EMI paint. You can see where that sort of come off, and up here where there was more extensive corrosion on the front of the board. But that's our foundation, and so let's stick this thing back again. Blue crystals, yeah, like the actually I think there's still one spot on here that I didn't get it all off. Yeah, right there. You can see there's a little spot that I didn't get it totally cleaned, but there was a lot of that around. All right, so the first thing we got to do, and yeah, all the backs here were really rusty, so I used a little wire wheel on my Dremel. I got in trouble on i80386SX's stream this week for mentioning that I like to poke out the hole here because IBM likes to leave that blanked. I always poke the hole out on my IBMs. Okay, that goes on there like that. If you are a true IBM lover, the right way is to get an adapter so that you don't have to poke out that little hole. All right, so we need some standoffs. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. The screws were very rusty. Nope, they're still kind of covered in deoxit. Vic says IBM is turning in its grave hearing that you poke out the VGA connector. Yeah, I'm a jerk. I'm sorry. These screws were rusty as heck, so I used the wire wheel and the benchtop grinder. And then I did my trick where I spray them down with WD-40 and light them on fire. So we sort of blackened the screws to kind of make them similar to original. But yeah, they were super rusty. Oh yeah, you can kind of see the remains of the rust on that socket there. I didn't get it totally off. No, I'm not going to show that technique on a stream because I don't want to ever get in trouble for some kid burning down their house because they're like, I just want to blacken the screws again. So I don't recommend that technique, but it works. I'm actually surprised at how well this cleaned up. I was not anticipating it cleaning up super well. I almost didn't buy it. I think I gave him 50 bucks for this, which was really more than I wanted to pay, but in case anything else good pops up, I want the guy to remember me so that I'm not gonna lose out on a good deal. Because the other one that I got, oh boy, that was a good deal. That was a good deal. Okay, so we're gonna need a flathead. Hey, Callan, how's it going? Okay, so we got that screw. Oh yeah, this thing was really rusty. I had to put a good coating of rust remover on that. I think what I'm gonna do real quick is just put a little dab of deoxit down inside these threads. I kind of use deoxit like WD-40 sometimes. Oh, nice. Electronics had these as one of his daily drivers back in the day. Yeah, I'm not particularly attached. When he first sent the picture, and I saw the face, I got real excited for a second. Right, when you see this face, it could be a bunch of different models. If you don't see the number, I was really hoping it was a Model 70. Model 70 is my first PC. Basically, it's, and sorry, I told this story on Retro Repair Roundup last week. But basically, when I was starting to get into high school and I needed to be able to type real papers, my Apple IIgs wasn't cutting it anymore. And so my dad trash picked me a Model 70. But someone had taken out one of the expansion cards, and that caused it to not be able to boot. Which, back in the day, I had no idea about any of that stuff. And so I had a book upgrading and repairing PCs. And I used that to figure out what was wrong with the Model 70. And eventually we figured out who had thrown it away. And we got it working without the reference disk. Because the guy had, it was a scanner card. He had taken out the scanner card and kept it. And so he gave us the scanner card and the scanner. I held on to that scanner for so long. I still have that scanner card. But he gave us the scanner card, I put it back where it was supposed to go, and the system booted up like normal. So that's how I got started on working on PCs. I was trying to figure out what was wrong with the IBM PS2 Model 70. I was really hoping this was a Model 70. Hey, Tech Ambrosia is here. Oh, Benjamin Dressler got a Model 70. Nice. And yes, thank you for reminding folks to hit the like button, Tech Ambrosia. I appreciate you. I appreciate you all. But for the folks that always try to remind me how to be a YouTuber. Alright, so this is like the inner chassis thing. There's these little white snap button things, and they hold everything together. So you get these all lined up in there, make sure it's all the way down, and then snap. Make sure it's all the way down, snap. Okay, I think that's all those. This was not too bad. I didn't clean this up. I think maybe give this a super quick clean on those contacts. Ooh, sorry. Okay, there's that. That goes down in there like that. This is the little tool that you use to take up all these snaps. And this is for the floppy drives. That goes in there like that. This is for the hard drive. I forget if anyone, maybe you remember Epictronics. Is this for the Model 50? Is this an SD drive or is this an MFM drive? Okay, so we got 3 screws left. We're doing good. I've already, oh, here's the hard drive. It still had the hard drive, which is one of the other reasons I bought this thing. If it didn't have the hard drive, I probably would be less inclined to purchase it. I've already recapped the floppy drive. This is the same floppy drive that was in the Model 80, and I tested this in the Model 80 and it worked fine. So I know our floppy drive's good, so that's a good starting point, because you need a good floppy drive in order to use a PS2 model, well, any of the microchannel PS2s. Oh, this wires are sort of... that. There we go. More snaps to hold down this fan. Yeah, let's plug in the floppy. Okay, that's a lot of things. Oh, yeah, this is the other thing that we're going to need to do. So there's more indication as to how bad the rust was in this thing. You can see there's kind of some rust all over this. I cleaned it up a little bit. The other thing is, if we look carefully down there, what do you all see? What's hiding? This one looks in pretty good shape. So we'll probably be okay today to try to power this thing up. But it's gonna need some work. Oh. Epictronics knows too much, and the news that he brings is sad. He says that this is a Model 50 special at all. So let's go in the microscope here. And, oh, here we go. Yeah, that's the problem with these. The platters are probably gone. So what I did was I just cut a little strip of fine sandpaper. I think this is 800 grit. And I take a small flathead screwdriver. Actually, I'm gonna go get a different flathead screwdriver. One moment, please. Gutbaum just got a DOS card for his PowerMax 6100. Amazing. Amazing. Oh, and he got the cable with it? Are you pooping me? That's amazing. Congratulations, man. Okay, so we got that. I'm just gonna come in here, try to polish up. Oh, that looks better already. So yeah, no, it's not working great. My really thinly cut sandpaper is not thin enough. Oh, it's getting there. It's getting there. That's way better than it was. I don't know how well you can see that, but if we compare those three to these three to the rest of them, it's a little tedious, but they're cleaning up. Well, since Gubom just said his big news, so the computer that I bought from this guy, that one of my bucket list computers, and why I wound up buying this PS2 since I was already there, was that he had a PowerMax 6100 with the DOS card in it, and it's the one where the computer is labeled DOS compatible. So that's the reason I went over. And so the deal for that was that I paid $100 for that computer, a beige G3, and one of the 13-inch Apple monitors, which I really didn't need another one of those, but it was part of the deal. So I also have a DOS compatible 6100 now. I didn't get the cable though, so that's part of the issue. So I'm waiting to do anything with that until I come across one of the cables. That looks way better than it did. So these all look good. This one's... And so I know there's ways to make your own cables, but I just might bite the bullet and buy one. If anyone has a spare, please feel free to reach out. And it also, I don't know if they all had the sound card, but I noticed this one has the sound card too, the Vibra 16. Just trying to be super gentle right here on these. Just want to make a connection. Yeah, the tops all look fine. It's just those bottoms. All right, let's, oh, where's my deoxit? Go get that. Of course, we're gonna put this thing all back together and it's not gonna work, but whatever. Let's go back to here. Yeah, so there's a thread, I think it's on 68K MLA or Tinker Different maybe, I apologize, I don't remember. I wasn't paying too close attention where they sort of talked about how to design them. And then I saw that somebody was selling them on eBay. Gross. Yeah, that's way better. Okay. So that was a little tedious, but we got it kind of cleaned up. It was a beige G3 desktop, so very, very not exciting computer. If there's anyone in New England that wants one, I'm happy to give that away. I tested it and it works. So we'll just test this, see if it powers up. I made a PS2 Model 50 reference disk. As always, everything IBM PS2, go to the website, Ardent Tool of Capitalism. So much great information and resources for IBM stuff. I'm going to leave the hard drive out for now. Let's get nuts and hook up a keyboard. And some electricity. Keep this open in case that Rifa decides to go, so that we can all share that experience together. Yeah, we already have VGA on. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. We got nothing. We got nothing. Oh, no, yeah, that's... Dang. Get like a click. Let's see if we get a power light. Yeah. We get a power light, which is interesting. That's... The fan is not spinning. That's one of my concerns. So, like, is it... Is there something on the board? We know we have a board full of tants. Do we have a short on one of these? Yes, we do. Oh. Oh, why did I put this all together? Why didn't someone tell me to, jeez. Hey, John, don't put it back together yet. Why don't you try it on the big bad bench before you put it back together? Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's funny. I'm a funny guy. Let's see. How does this come out? Oh yeah, there's a little tab right there. Push that way. And that slides up. Okay. Now this should all come off. Oh, good golly. Yeah, the fan was not spinning. But the power light was on, which is fun. So for these, you got to take the power supply out first. Before you can take out the logic board. Oh, okay. So theoretically, we should be able to Epictronics says we theoretically can try this outside of the computer. So let's put a thing on voltage. And what should we look for? We have our little key here. 3, 5, 7, 11, 9, and 13 are all of our plus 12s. So 12 volts. That's good. Negative 12. 15 to 47. There's our 5 volt. And then power good is 49. So our power good supposed to be 1.7. Oh, no. System status is 49. Power good is 50. We have 4.13. I would think that would be fine for power good. So yeah, I think our issue is that we've got tanths that are shorted somewhere. That one's fine. Over here, where I poked earlier, did I get lucky and find like the bad one? That one's low, but it's okay. I think. No. Where was I poking earlier? Oh, that one was shorted when we were plugged in. Yeah, see, these are low, but I think it's fine. If we look at our ohms reading, yeah, that's 64 ohms. That's fine. It's low, but it's fine. Yeah, see, that's fine. Let's go over here. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. This one's a different color. This one's orange instead of yellow. But that's fine. Yeah, these are all good. Oh. Nope, I did it wrong. Yeah, that's fine. Is the processor in wrong? Did I put the processor in wrong? That could totally be something I did. Where is pin 1 on this guy? Maybe I had the processor in wrong. Let's see. Let's see if we can find a picture of a IBM model. PS2 model 50 motherboard. It's not very clear as to the orientation of the processor on there. Okay, so I had it like this. I just found a picture on eBay where it's situated like that. Oh, that would suck if I put that in wrong. Let me see if I can find another source. Here's one on the retro web. It's oriented the same way as the eBay listing. I had the processor in wrong. I had the processor in wrong, folks. Hey, Asmodeus. Let's see what happens here. Let's try this now. Let's see if what I destroyed. All right, let's try this again. Oh, let's just stick that in there like that. Stick this in here like that. You stay up. All right, let's try this again. 3, 2, 1. Nope, we still got no fan. Still got no fan. It's weird though, like like if the power good signal wasn't good, I'd expect the fan to be spinning. And it's not like it's a seized, it's seized. That's fine. Let's look at what we got for voltages. There's a giant fuse right there. Got 5 volts on that side of it, 5 volts on that side of it. Middle on these tantalums is the thing we want, which is always great when you don't want to short things out. Got 5 volts coming in there. There's just no power going to that fan. Got 5 volts over there. 5 volts there. 5 volts there. So our board's powered up. Whatever this one is not though. Let's see if there's anything getting warm. Processor's getting warm. Yeah, huh. Well, that's a thing. Is our power light still on? Yep. Power light's still on. All right, so I'll check about the power good signal. Might need to do a recap on this whole power supply. That's annoying. Yeah, no. Well, that's sad. Would have been nice if that just booted right up. I got some more rust repair to do anyway, so not a big loss. Take this thing apart, figure out the caps we need. I guess we'll just do a full-on recap. Since we do need to take it apart and check out that refa anyway. Yeah, there was no voltage at the fan. Oh, actually, I only measured one side. I don't know why I... Oh, backwards. Come on. We had voltage in most of these places a minute ago. There. Yeah, there's no voltage at the fan. Oh, no, there we go. Why is it saying negative 12 volts at the fan? That's weird. The 5's nice. 12's nice. Negative 12's nice. I don't know. Okay, so that's the DAC for the graphics. Well, anyway, we're gonna get out of here for today. I'm sorry I didn't have any booting computers for you today. Well, I mean, we got this guy working. You know, I got this working before, so that's some progress on projects. I'm making progress on Eric's Mac Plus that I owe him, and we have a couple of a 286 and a 386SX that are in really awful shape. But this is what we got. I do not have an XGA card. And do I have? A513. I have an 8513. Justin, I showed that computer booting at the working at the early part of the stream. I showed the cache working. The cache is all good. Yeah, no. So, but anyway, thank you all so much for being here today. If you could, hit the like button. I know we didn't accomplish a whole lot today. Just getting this to this part was a massive undertaking in cleaning and rust repair and such. So there is progress. But yeah, thank you all. Have a lovely week. Make sure to check out Dave's Vintage Apple Tech tomorrow. I don't know if Amber is streaming tonight, but if she is, it'll be at 6 o'clock Eastern. But yeah, it was good to see you too, Alan. Good to see you, Vic the Vicar. Thank you all for coming, and I'll see you all next week.